Greetings everyone! Fan Dancer 9 back out again with another reaction. So before we get back into Common Writer, I think Gaim is next, if I remember right. We're going to check out Jaden's latest video. Pokemon fans plays Digimon and hated it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, as a longtime Digimon fan, I love the anime. I only like a few of the games. Like, don't get me wrong, Pokemon is starting to get very formulaic as well. But I at least enjoyed Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh. I think my limit was when Black and White came out, so I was just like, I feel like I've hit my limit. But yeah, I still enjoy those games, along with some of the like battle tournaments, so Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD, all those guys. But for me, I enjoy Digimon more, mostly because it's the better anime. But for the Digimon games, yeah, more than a lot of them. A good chunk of them, I'd say like 75% of the games are hit or miss. Like Digimon World, it was a nice attempt. Thing is, the lifespan, the mechanics, the battling was kind of messy. It was a good first attempt, but the fact that it was so messy and clunky kind of ruined the experience for me. But since you didn't get much direction on how to do things. And then Digimon World 2 improved upon that slightly, but it still felt clunky at times. Digimon World 3, they improved more mechanics, but they were still definitely trying to figure out that formula. Digimon World 4 was a complete surprise, which I actually enjoyed. It's literally an RPG. Then, of course, came Digimon World Next Order. Now, don't get me wrong, that was a fun one. But I still didn't like how they had the death time limit on your poor Digimon partners. Anyway, yeah, like for me, Digimon World, a lot of them didn't hit well. Digimon World 4 and Digimon World Next Order, the more recent ones, recent being like in the last decade or two, were definitely better attempts, honestly. Like, I enjoyed those. Especially the sword slashing aspect and gun shooting aspect of Digimon World 4. That was fun. Anyway, besides that, I mostly enjoyed the Digimon DS games. I do love Cyber Sleuth. I am enjoying Digimon Survive because I'm a Fire Emblem guy and I love those kinds of things. Because Fire Emblem technically is like a, it's kind of like the opposite technically. Fire Emblem is kind of like 30% visual novel while 70% battle. While Digimon Survive is the opposite ratio of 70% visual novel and then 30% of gameplay. So it really balances out, honestly. It's pretty fun. Anyway, for me, I think personally, if she wanted to try a game, which I'm concerned about what she played. If she tried any of the Digimon Worlds, I'm hoping she tried DS. Because technically, Jaden, if you see this, Digimon World DS is the precursor to any of the Digimon World Dawn or Dusk or Digimon World Championship games. That's the one you'll want to do for a DS gameplay that explains to you it. They have a good, solid tutorial. You start in the human world, go to the digital world, and you get a rundown of them, the ranks of them, how they digivolve, how they change, what their abilities are, those kinds of things. And they even give you a talk through of the battle system and what they each do. And they even have a solid story going through. You don't have to do what they did in Dawn and have to go to a quest counter to unlock the next story plot. No, they actually have a good flowing story plot. It feels a bit short with the cheats, given how with a cheat I activated of maximum experience, it was maximum of like 7 or 8 hours once you knew where to go. Plus the maps are a bit simpler there, honestly. Like, a lot of them are actually pretty straightforward. You don't have to get lost in all of them. Even the first map, like the first map is the simplest one, and then they slowly get you used to the map designs and get you more and more complicated maps. But yeah, they at least ease you into it. In Digimon World Dawn Dusk, they assume you've played Digimon World, any of them, and are used to the crazy map systems. So they toss you right in without a proper tutorial. Like, they kind of forgot the tutorial aspect of it. So yeah, in that case, if you played Dawn or Dusk, I would suggest trying out Digimon World DS. That's the one that actually has a good tutorial that won't get you lost and actually has a nice cohesive story for you to enjoy. But let's see which one you played. This message is to Jaden Animation, so I hope you will take it with a grain of salt. The maps do get crazy later on, but it's still enjoyable for the most part. Anyway, let's get into it. And let's see which one she actually played.
I know absolutely nothing about Digimon. Pokemon is my entire life, so why would I need to branch out? Well, I happen to be a very open-minded person, and the only way to prove that is to play a Digimon game for the first time. I wanted to see if putting all
Agumon, yeah! Oh, Izzy's ultimate level Digivice, nice.
my bias aside, I could bridge the gap between the two, and they could live together in harmony in my tiny little brain hobby drawer. So thus began
I swear I just saw Yu-Gi-Oh in there. Yu-Gi-Oh!
and my journey on finding the perfect Digimon game to start out with.
My gosh, that's pretty much the trifecta of kids back in the 1990s to early 2000s. Digimon, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh were the trifecta. With a little bit of Metabots or what was that other guy? A Monster Rancher. Yeah, pretty much those are the main ones that come to mind besides Power Rangers. Yeah, it was pretty much the trifecta back then for a lot of the kids who grew up with Jetix and such.
At first, I didn't think that would be a difficult feat. Every community kind of has the general agreed consent.
Oh, I like how she redid the Digimon movie battle scene from Infamon. That was good. That's a fun little nod to the Digimon community. I appreciate that, Jaden. I appreciate that.
On what media is best to consume as a newcomer, right? All it takes is a quick Google search, I play what the internet people tell me, and now I'm a Digimoner.
Not the best strategy on that one. I suggest actually talking to an actual Digimon gamer like Karn X. Honestly, he would have probably guided you to, like, say, Digimon World DS as your first game. Like, that's a pretty solid one to enjoy, considering the tutorial actually talks about the Digimon and what they are and what their name means, how their ranks are, all those things. Like I said before in my beginning. So let's see which one she selected after talking to our community.
Well, apparently not here. I've come to realize that it's a bit complicated for them. Everywhere I looked, there were threads upon threads of people trying to agree on what Digimon game is even good in the first place. Pretty much every comment I read said something along the lines of, this game is pretty good, yeah, except for these things, or this game is great, if you can look past these extremely annoying mechanics.
Yeah.
Every time I thought I had a lead on a game, I would look further into it.
For Digimon World Next Order, I did have to get used to the mechanics because I got annoyed when I got a really powerful Digimon. And then an hour later, it died of old age. I'm just like, Metal Greymon, I just got him. Yeah, it was stress-inducing.
And realize a lot of people actually had a lot of complaining to do. And it wasn't even angry complaining, it seemed like I've walked in on a fandom that has just been hurt over and over, and they're really trying to hang on to something and believe in the good of the franchise, but they've just been put through a lot. You know, kind of like the Sonic fandom. I've never had to do so much research just to find a single game in a franchise that people can just all agree is good. People were talking about how they like Digimon World, but apparently it's like a tedious and frustrating
Digi-guys, at least.
Tamagotchi game where you just start over if they die. Digimon World 2 is apparently a dungeon crawler, but extremely grindy and complicated. And I read a lot of people complaining about it just being bland. People said Digimon World 3 is a typical RPG, but the battles get tiring and annoying. Lots of backtracking and never feeling like you get anywhere.
Yeah, like I said, the story and how the quests evolve for 3,
Digimon World 4, Digimon World Championship, the list goes on, con after con. I spent multiple research sessions searching, even opted for a last-ditch effort by asking, Twitter. Everyone was saying different things. No one seemed to be able to agree that there was just one game that was overall good and easy to start with. And Digimon fandom, if there truly is a good game out there, you guys need to start pitching the franchise better.
Like I said, Digimon World, yes, it has a nice intro, gives you a good tutorial that walks you through the battle system, and it even gives you no time limit on your Pokemon dying. It's a bit limited on Digivolutions, but it's still pretty fun, honestly, overall.
You made this difficult. I will say it seemed like the majority of people enjoyed Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but the thing is, that's not really the type of game I wanted to play for the channel. It looks like it's got more of a Persona 5 vibe.
You're not wrong.
That focuses more on the story and characters and stuff. That's just what I've read. I don't know. Either way.
She's not wrong on that one. It is kind of like a Persona 5 thing.
It wasn't the fit for what I'm looking for. I'm sure I would love it as a casual playthrough, but it just didn't hit my content checklist. All this research led me to a game I decided to settle on. Digimon World Dawn.
Oh,
it didn't
no.
seem perfect. I saw
Oh no, you don't start with that one. You do that after you use Digimon World DS. Oh, I can't believe so many people forget about Digimon World DS or just say it's bad. It's not bad, guys. It's a good introduction. Like a lot of the Digimon gamers say it's bad. But here's the thing. It's because we're used to the system. It's a tedious tutorial for us because we're used to the games. A lot of newcomers need that kind of tutorial to get into it. Like I said, it might be a bit buggy, but you gotta deal with it. It's a game. No game is gonna be perfect. Don't get me started on all the bugs people have found in Skyrim, even though they say it's an amazing game. I have words. Words for that community. Stop embellishing. But yeah, Digimon World Dawn and Dusk are better, honestly, after you've played Digimon World DS. So Jaden, if you ever see this video, try Digimon World DS. It's a much better option for you, and the cheats actually help you really zoom through the playthrough. Like by yourself with some grinding, it takes about, I think, a full 24 hours to get through the game. But if you have the cheats, it cuts it down to like a third, because you don't have to grind, evolve, grind, de-evolve, grind, re-evolve, all those things. It helps out. Trust me, it helps out. Also makes a lot more coherent storyline. Anyway, let's see how her Digimon World Dawn is, because I remember first playing it after Digimon World DS and going, oh, they complicated the maps for the first few areas. And then saw they became even more complicated. Yeah, not the best way for a beginner to get introduced, especially with the tutorial. It just seems all rushed.
Complaints with it, but I thought, you know, it seemed like the same amount of complaints other Digimon games were getting, and there were enough people talking positively about it. I figured I could look past the criticisms, maybe even if I was aware of them beforehand, they wouldn't bother me too much. And plus, I thought it looked nice. I like the pixel art, and I'm a sucker for good pixel art. So after all that, all the research, knowing the flaws beforehand, having a positive mental attitude, I settled on a good enough Digimon game, right?
Good enough.
Something at least playable, right? As much as I want to say yes, this was one of, if not the most miserable video game experiences I've ever forced myself to go through. And that isn't even as a biased Pokemon player, that's as an enjoyer of fun. I was aware of Digimon World Dawn's criticisms, I knew what I was getting myself into, yet despite all the warnings, all the
She's using the game soundtrack in there. Maybe not the worst game ever. Yeah, it's not the worst game, but it's definitely not a game for newbies to the Digimon franchise. That's the thing. Like, I myself enjoy a good map crawler, dungeon crawler, those kinds of guys. Myself, I did enjoy it, and once you've somewhat memorized the maps, like, it takes a lot of exploring. I was one of the explorer types, getting every inch of the map down so I could remember and just go right through. That's just how my brain works. Yeah, for other people, though, it's not the best experience.
Positive outlooks, all of them manifesting to be able to frolic hand in hand with both the Digimon and Pokemon franchises together in a beautiful field of 1,000 sunflowers. It was...
Yeah, that's not how it's gonna go, I'm guessing, given how... Like I said, not for beginners!
Just awful. It started out lighthearted. I tried to put my name in and...
Oh yeah,
only
limited
allow
pixels is
5
the name.
characters for the main character's name. So I'm Jaden. For any gameplay, I'm given 4.
Henceforth why I go by my online name of Seth in those games. Seth Silverfang, thank you. When I have enough characters for that name. If it's not Silverfang, it's Seth, so you know.
4 different packs of 3 Digimon. The Balance Pack, Attack Pack, Speed Pack, and the Japanese Pack. And honestly, I was shocked to see how huge and powerful they all looked. Look at these big men! Pokemon starters don't look like this. This is awesome! I chose the Attack
Poor
Pack
Chikorita.
because the big worm guy was my favorite. And then the game forces me to nickname all my Digimon. It's not an option, and if I try to name them their original Digimon names, I can't, because they don't give me enough characters.
Yep.
Again, Out of everything I read about this game, this is hilariously not mentioned in anyone's criticism list. I don't know if it's a Digimon thing, or I don't know. So here I, Jaden, am with my Charmon, Tony Tiger, and Big Worm. I'm not even
Big Worm
given a chance to breathe before I'm thrown into this Digimon gang tournament, having to fight for my Digimon and friends' lives in glory, in an environment I'm not even sure how to comprehend. Like, first of all, where are we? This sure doesn't look like the States. Or Japan, I think. Also, what is a Digimon? I win by figuring it out, kind of, not really. Still don't know what's going on. And then win a few more times before the tournament is over and our team or gang or something, Light Fang, is the winner. Yay, Jaden! You won the tournament for us! What's going on? Oh my god, what the is that? In a complete twist in story direction, a genuinely terrifying virus of death spawns and starts turning all the Digimon into Digi-eggs, including mine. I checked my guys, and Charmon is the same. Tony Tiger is a bit smaller, but Big Worm is a dinosaur now. He's not a big worm anymore. Now his cleverly tailored nickname doesn't make any sense. How was I supposed to know I was getting fully grown Digi-guys, and they were gonna turn them back to small Digi-guys again, and Big Worm starts off as a lizard?
Like I said, not the best game for beginners to be introduced. Definitely go with Digimon World DS if you get the chance, Jaden. This is the intermediate to advanced level.
That's like the opposite of how evolution works. I knew I didn't know anything about Digimon, but after the past 5 minutes, I've realized I am completely out of my element. I go up and fight the horrific demon virus that I'm IRL scared of, and despite still
it was a
not
creepy
knowing
boss.
what the hell I'm doing, I end up winning, even with my little Digibabies. The virus deuces out, and the head of the Light Fang clan, this Glare guy, that's his name's Glare, is like, this is so weird. Go climb a mountain and look around or something, I guess. I'm sent out to look for virus clues at Login Mountain and run into my Light Fang friend, Kenpa, who's like, I don't know what happened. We got here and all the wild Digimon started attacking me and the other members. They left me behind to be mauled with no escape equipment. I'm fine now, but I think I'm just gonna go back to the city.
Jaden's reaction. Yeah, when you first find it, there's this thing of like, how did you survive?
She does that, and I start traversing the mountain. And this is where I experienced my first complaint that everyone was talking about in this game. All the dungeons and areas and stuff are mazes.
Yep.
They're all mazes with absolutely bonkers wild Digimon encounter rates. You don't have a mini-map to know where you're going or where you even are any point of the dungeon. And there's no item to avoid the random encounters. Basically, I am realizing this is like playing a Pokemon game, but the whole game is a maze. You never know where you are because maps don't exist. Everything is wild grass, and there's no repels.
Yeah.
I think I chose the wrong game. I end up stumbling my way to the top of the mountain. At least I think it's the top. I have no idea where I am and never will. And the other two guys who left a defenseless little girl to be roasted over a Digifire are getting beat up by a Digi-Eagle. I knock the bird in the head hard enough to make him come to his senses, and he apologizes for being mean, which is more than I expected, to be fair. And the guys are saved. By the way, I didn't know that Digimon spoke. I didn't know that they spoke to the people and talked and interacted. It's weird to me, and I never quite got over it. We return to the city and everyone's like, great job, Jaden, and then suddenly I'm left alone with absolutely no idea what to do or how to continue progressing. I'm trying to figure out if I have to like talk to someone or walk into the right room and someone's like, Jaden, we're all being traumatically and irreversibly turned into Digi-eggs over here.
Oh god!
I don't know. And I do want to make sure you guys know that even the main hub is a maze. The amount of time I spent trying to figure out where I even am in the supposed safe space of the city overworld was pure comedy and frustration. Why is everything in this game perfectly designed to try and make me never open my DS ever again? I am just wandering around, walking in what I am 60% sure is a circle, left in the dark on what actions I need to take to keep playing a game I no longer want to play. I look it up and figure out that if I want to progress the story, I need to earn it. I have to walk into this building, talk to the Digi-clerks, and complete multiple useless side quests that have nothing to do with anything
Yeah. You have to do side quests, a certain number of them, in order to unlock the next main chapter of the story from the Union itself. This was my main complaint of the game. I would have preferred to just keep on going with the story. Like in Digimon World DS, the side quests were an option. Sure, they're entertaining, but they were an option. This one requires you to do them. That is my main criticism. Why are they required? Oh boy, I said the maps I was fine with. Like, I was fine with both versions of them. I'm fine with a lot of maps in like various RPGs, but because, you know, my brain works with mapping them out, knowing where to go, figuring out if I get lost, I get lost. Just turn around and remember the main path again. That's why I applied here. Grinding, I'm fine with it. I like to see my guys grow and get stronger bit by bit. The required side quests, though, yeah, I'm not a fan of that myself. Yeah, and there's not even a cheat that helps you skip them. You just got to keep on doing them and grind through them and unlock the next quest. So I just buckled up and did all of them every time I played through the game to enjoy the experience over again. Yeah, I was one of the guys who are actually restarting the game to replay through the story. Just entertaining. Sorry Jaden, but I would have done, not require, but in this case, I recommend Digimon World DS. You don't have to do the side quests. Those are optional through the story. It's a lot neater for the maze-like structure and a lot smaller too, so it's easier to navigate. And they actually give you directions on the story and what the tutorials are. So I'd suggest if you give this another shot, Digimon World DS is the way to go.
To unlock another chunk of the main game. And let's not forget, all the dungeons are mazes. I said that already, but I want to reiterate. I have to go through mazes, sometimes multiple times, to unlock the important maze, but only for a little bit after I earn just a biscuit, just a crumb of that sweet, sweet story nectar. I'm humbled yet again by being told to go play more errand boy in more pointless mazes as the cycle continues.
Yeah.
Surely this game is not serious. Surely this game didn't get an overall average to decent rating on multiple game review sites. Surely the people who said this game was pretty good, all things considered, were secret enemies hoping to pull innocent victims into their dark, dark digiweb, looking to either break the weak or torture the strong.
Well, no, at this point, those are the RPGers at that point. Those are the ones that like the maps, those are the ones that like the grinding, those are the ones that don't mind the side quests. Like, those guys, they do have their complaints, but most of the time, I stop at the side quests. The side quests are grindy. Extremely grindy. Anyway.
What is going on? Am I the only one who thinks this game was meant to be given to hostages to torture information out of them?
I like that comparison, honestly. That's pretty good.
I'm 3 hours in, and I'm straight up ready to spill my mother's maiden name. And I still don't even know how to play the thing, or what a Digimon is, because no, I do not want to read a Bible's worth of tutorial.
Accurate.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the first person to use a Nintendo DS to kill a man. Let me cut this whole show short and just tell you the entire non-fluff plot of the game. Evil Fountain of Youth of Death virus turns all the Digimon into Digi-Eggs. Lightfang Clan thinks Nightcrow Clan is behind it because their chief is acting strange. Nightcrow Clan thinks Lightfang Clan is behind it because their chief is acting strange. The two realize neither of them are behind it because they've been mind-controlled to act strange. They find out there's an evil Digimon virus thing behind it all. Jaden beats it up. It fades away and credits roll immediately. Bruh. How long did it take me to experience that story? 15 in-game hours. And I was cheating. I was using speed up and EXP codes and guides and ibuprofen. That time could have easily tripled if I was being a good little squeaky clean angel playing the game in its purest, most intended form. But if I did that, I would have thrown myself into the ocean. And even using all the resources I could find, it still was not a fun experience. Here's a clip of me trying to read a guide after my 5th time of being completely lost in a maze dungeon.
If you've unlocked the macro C, go there and head south, then go up and right to head to the south path.
path leading to another screen, then go left after another screen, then go to the big bridge looking thing on the left. If you don't have the key, head south. Oh my god.
I didn't understand any of that.
I rest my case about the maps.
I'm freaking out, dude. Not only was I subjected to maze after maze after maze, wild encounter after wild encounter, but throughout all of that, the game still expected me to do a cement mixer amount of grinding. No way, Jose! Do you know how many layers deep this agony cake is already? You want more? Sir, I am but a husk. As you can see, there is not a molecule of serotonin, dopamine, or endorphins in this lifeless body. There is nothing left for you to take. You have created a human raisin. I'm really sorry, Digimon fans. I really have nothing against Digimon as a whole. In fact, I absolutely loved a lot of the Digimon designs. When it comes to monsters and creatures, I have to admit, I am an edgy bitch. So I absorbed those guys like they were a little puddle of muddy water in a scorching barren desert. Because metaphorically speaking, that's what they really were to me. Look at all these fellas! I'm surrounded by everything I could ever want in a monster. Pokemon could never. Maybe Aggron. I even got Big Wormback. He's my friend forever. Despite all my efforts, I chose the wrong Digimon game. I really did try. I'm sorry I didn't play Cyber Sleuth. I didn't know the other option was 1,000 punches to the skull. Regardless of the pain this game has inflicted on me, I can, against all odds, say I am coming out of this experience a bit of a Digimon enjoyer. Maybe I still don't know a single thing about any of it, but I have some favorite guys. I think they're cool. This evil game somehow didn't tarnish my view on Digimon as a franchise. I am damaged, but I forgive. One day I will play Cyber Sleuth and hopefully be able to commit to being a fully fledged Digimon fan. That's how I think it works. Until then, Digimoners, I'm worried about you. Please seek therapy. Hello, thank you for watching.
I already tried that, didn't work well. Anyway, this has been my reaction. I said I already gave my opinions of the game and other Digimon games in the beginning and throughout the video, so I'm going to see you guys around and we're going to get back into the Kamen Rider reactions. Talk to you guys later. See you around. Bye!